That looks like we're live, guys. Hey, I did it one try. Woohoo! Let me grab something while everybody's coming in here. I had one more room I might want to use. I don't think so. Oh, here it is. I don't know. But anyway, come on in, say hi. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I just saw or thought of that. And I thought, okay. So while everybody's coming in, I'm going to hold this up and just kind of go through and explain what we're going to do tonight. Welcome. Hey, Linda. Hey, Kathy. How are you? LaDonna. So what we're going to do tonight is it's like it's not really a grapevine per se. It's more like almost like an angel vine, like rattan. What do they call this? They call it excuse me. This is, I'm not sure this is from, guys. Hobby Lobby. I think this is from last year though. So the number is HL9159331. It says it's not a toy. It's not the whale. But this is, and they're never perfect, y'all. So, my mat is backward, y'all. Alright, so this one, it says that it is 10 by 20. Yeah, they're pretty correct. Okay, so I started the top on this while, hey, Cece. I know we're waiting on storms too. It just got really, really dark outside. I know, Linda, I heard you broke your arm. Between you and I, we're kind of a hot mess. Oh, goodness. But prayers to you. Prayers to you. Oh, you too, Cease? Oh, geez. All right, so let's, this is from the Hobby Lobby, like I said. Need a number again, just throw a shout out there. Okay, so what I did with this top, I took one of the foam rounds, and I believe it was, I took the size off. So the size on that was probably gosh darn it, my thing's backwards. I need to flip my mat around, y'all. Keep going down here. It was probably one of the 4-inch, I would say it's about the 4-inch round. Okay, the green foam, and it was probably one of the 1-inch thick ones. Okay, and I just kind of carved the edges down, and I stuffed this full of foam. Okay, I did this one because it takes a hot second, and I'm going to show you how to do it to the bottom. Okay, and then I just pinned the material to the back after I stuck some of the fluffy polyfill in there. Okay, so let's start. Well, let me show you what I'm using first. So we're going to get going on the bottom, little poof. And I thought I had a piece of that foam, your colored foam and stuff. But my granddaughter evidently was wiping me out. And I didn't know that. So, hey Tina, how are you? Oh, good. Well, welcome everybody. So these are the florals we're going to use because this, let me zoom in here on this pattern here that we're using tonight. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know if you can kind of see the material I'm going to use. Oh, I don't want no snow. No, thank you. Dang, tractor to dig you out. Whew, no thanks. But can you see that kind of pattern there? It's really cute. It was leftover material. Here we're going to use some daisies, by the way. Let me zoom back out. And I just picked a bunch of pink. There's all these colors in here, so we're not going to use all these guys. We're just going to do a little something in the bow around the neck. Okay, so here's what I did. Let me pull this material off so I can show you. Okay, and you can use, guys, if you want to make these little crap and gap, whatever it's called, the foam gap. Let's call it that. You can kind of do that on some parchment paper and do that as well. I wasn't crazy about the shape I made on that one, so I had a piece of 8-inch foam. I decided to use that. Okay, and it might be easier to show you with something like that. So what I did, I hate to tear this apart, but we're going to, guys, so I can show you. It's just all kind of stuck to this. I probably got too much, but I got one of the 8-inch foam rounds, the green foam rounds, okay? And I just took I like to use one of these bread knives. Glue all over it. And I just kind of carved this top down. I don't know if you can kind of see to where I rounded those edges a little bit so they weren't so square. Okay, I just kind of rounded that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect, okay? And then I just kind of cut out, you don't necessarily have to use that batting. I just had some, so I'm using it to get rid of it. I have a lot of it, actually. Okay, and that's just cut, let's say, just center it up in here and just cut it oversized. You can always cut it down, you know, because we're going to flip it over. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay, because we're going to make his belly. And because the 8-inch foam piece doesn't quite, this one fit a little bit better. But like I said, it just wasn't my cup of tea so much. So I just decided to show you guys with, I got a bucket of those things, guys. I make those things all the time. So I decided to show you with the foam piece, okay? Hi, Susan. And then I just cut that, yeah, this is a scrap piece of material I had. And I found my focal point that I want to use, okay? And it's got smaller bunnies around. And then in certain places, it's got this little bigger bunny face that I want to use, like right in, I never know which way to turn here, guys. It's just like that bigger bunny face right in here that we're going to use. Okay, I can kind of see through, I can kind of see through here, so we're just going to lay this down on top. Like I said, this doesn't have to look pretty. It doesn't have to be perfect, y'all, okay? If you don't have the padding, you don't have to use it. Okay, I'm just going to try to, I didn't set that on there very good. Okay, I know I'm not going to get it perfect, and we're going to have to flip it over. Okay, so now we're flipping it over. Okay, we're just going to kind of feel around to our foam and just try to center that up into the center because we want that big bunny right here in the center, okay? I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so I think I've got it placed pretty good. So I'm going to flip it back over. Okay, like I said, I probably got way too much of this stuff here. So I might just tear just a little bit off here. Okay, I'm just trying to keep it so it's not so. And plus, this is smaller, a little bit smaller than the 8-inch round is a little bit smaller than our opening here, like this. So I want to be able to fill that in where we pin it. Okay, so now's the tricky part, and this never works out fun. So I'm just going to take, and this is kind of a crapshoot at the beginning, because when you pull this, you might move your center point on, and you will need some floral pins, y'all. Okay, you will need some floral pins. Okay, these. I bought some new ones. Daggone it, I bought way too long ones. I bought the really long ones. And I'm just going to dip that in a little bit of glue. Turn my glue up. Ooh, it's starting to thunder. Okay. And I forgot to get my needle nose. And I'm just going to pull this one over. And before I pin that one, I want to make sure it's still kind of centered, which it is. Okay. So we're just going to pull this one over. Turn that up just a little bit. Because what we're going to do after we're up, after this is, after we're done, we're not going to leave the back all. I might have to go get my needle nose. I left them in the laundry room there. Yeah, I'm going to have to go get those because that hurts. I'll be right back, guys. It's not very, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Let me get a little more. Oh, please. Alright, watch out, big guy. Watch out, Mika. I won't trip over you. Okay, we have needle nose. Woohoo! All right, so now, see how we've got, whoops, upside down. See how we've got it nice and centered here? Okay. Hey, Sean, how are you? Hey, Miss Johnny. Okay, now we're going to have, now's the tricky part. We're going to have to kind of weasel and work our little pattern like we did back in here. Okay. That's why it's not pretty in the back. So this is why I said we're going to cut some foam and glue that to the back to make it a little more pretty. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to just pinch. Just going to tuck and pinch. Okay. With our pins. Yep, it's starting to. Did I turn that down or up? I think I turned it down. Back on it. Okay, we're just going to stick those in there. These are needle nose. Okay. Then this, we might cut a little bit of this off. Like I said, guys, you're going to have excess. It's just playing with it to get your shape. Okay. Like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty because we're going to cover it with some foam here. Okay. I will pull this side up. Just kind of tucking. And just kind of bringing that over as well. And you could trim some of this off after you get it all pinned in there. How's everybody's week been this week? This is my second week back to work, and I feel a lot better this week. I went to the doctor Monday for my 3-week checkup, and she said I was doing okay. A few things I gotta watch, you know, with bladder and stuff. And then she said I can go back to work, and you know, after 6 weeks, which would be another 2 weeks. Well, another 2 weeks off, which I'm already back to work. I didn't tell her that. So, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for off work, y'all. Wasting my vacation days on that. I've wasted 2 weeks. Okay. So see how we're just kind of putting this around town here, making like a little pillow. Hey, Case, how are you, girl? Okay. Then we'll pull this one up. We're just gonna pin that. Like I said, we'll trim a little bit of this off. I'm probably making this thicker. You guys don't have to make it this thick. Okay, you really don't. You could make it as thin or as thick. Oh, goodness, I dip my nail in there. As you want. Okay. Stringers. So yeah, as much as you want. As thick or as not as thick as you want. Okay, I'm going to trim this off a little bit. Okay. I'll trim some of this off. Like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty. Okay. And we're just going to pull some of this up. And I'm going to we're going to crisscross that. And we're going to try to pull this. I think I got a little too much stuff here. I just lost my line too. Okay. Okay, so we'll pull this one up. Just kind of just work with it, guys. It's not really rocket science. Just try to make it as pretty as you can. Okay. Then we'll pin that one. Glad I'm using these a little bit longer pins. It's not necessary though, guys, to use these long ones. Okay. And now I'm going to pin. I do got to go back and find my line there. I can't see y'all's comments. Okay, there we go. All right, last one. Okay. I'm just going to pull this one over. Try to tuck it. Okay. We are going to cut that piece right there off after I pin this. And then I'll show you how to put the foam on the back. Okay, let's stick that foam on the back there. These are great help, guys, if you use your needle nose to push these pins in. Super great help, okay? Especially if you got weak hands like I've got. It really helps. Okay, so see, we've got this. It's a little off center, but our circle over there isn't perfectly round as well. So that's okay. Hey, Dom. Okay, anybody got any questions so far? Okay, so here's what, if you just joined, this is what we're doing. We're just making this fluffy little pillows out of the green foam. We added some polyfill. We pinned it all the way around, pulled it and pinned it all the way around. Okay. Now this one, I got my necklace caught in there. Oh, and then we're going to use a bunch of these cool flowers. Okay. So what I want to do now is, let's get this one glued on here. And to cut this, guys, in a really nice circle, what I did is I just went and looked around for a roll of ribbon that kind of matches the back of this size. Okay. I just took an X-Acto knife, cut around it. Look, we got a perfect circle. Okay. So glue that on it. Let's get this one in first before we do that. Okay. So I'm going to stick it through the back. And this is where this is why I said we added that little bit of foam, or the polyfill, is because the frame is actually, let me zoom out a little bit there. I'll go up a little bit. It's a little bit bigger than our bunny. Okay. It's not going to be super perfect. So we're just going to kind of lay it flat on the table and try to get one in the bottom here, a pin. Okay, and we're going to try to go through our rattan here. I'll try to hold this good so you can kind of see. And pray to sweet baby Jesus. Dang it, that one bent. That we can get these through that thick material. This might be a snafu, but we're going to make it work, guys. Okay, I might have to hold this up. Sometimes you have to get one side. There we go. Kind of got to weasel it through there. Okay, I'm going to stick that through again. Pull some of that excess glue. Oh, dang it, I didn't even look. Lord have mercy. I didn't even look if my bunny was straight, y'all. Duh. Make sure your body's straight. Let's turn this over this way. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. Okay, now we're straight. Do over. Alright. Make sure your body's straight. And I'm trying to go around like the wire here, or at least another one of those like grapevine parts. Okay, that way it has something to hold on to. You want it to have something to hold on to. Okay, so see, we got the bottom one attached. Let's attach a few around the sides. What y'all talking about? Are you driving down Tuesday, Cece? I'm not flying down till Wednesday. Is that right, Dawn? I'm not flying down Wednesday. I think Wednesday. 15th. Whatever that is. I think it's a Wednesday. So, is anybody here going, guys? Alright, guys. We're just weaseling this through again. You kind of got to be careful because your pins will bend. Dang it, my glue's drying before I even get it in there. So, just kind of weasel it. Kind of get one through there. Oh, goodness. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta work with it. Okay. And we're going to go back and put a little dab of glue in there as well. Okay. Alright, so let's get this side in here. After we get the glue strings off. Yeah, Wednesday, okay. You going, Miss Johnny? Oh, okay, yep, okay. Okay. Well, we'll see you there, whoever's going. I don't even remember what time my flight gets in. Don't. Okay. I'll have to look. All right, so we're just kind of going around. I'm going to go up here around the top, up in here. And again, we're just going to kind of pinch and try to get in that foam. Oh, dang, my fingers hurt so bad. I don't have the strongest fingers, y'all. I'm telling you right now. Try this again. I think I'm going through a really thick part here. Okay, let's weasel that through. Sometimes it helps if you pull. Some pins have those little sharp points, and these don't. I'm not liking that. It's making me mad. Plus, it's a bad angle right here. Yes. Try it again. Try it again. And they kind of want to keep going and spreading out wide. All right, I'm not going to glue this one. I'm going to try to get them in, and I'm going to glue afterwards. I'm going to move out to the side here a little bit where it's not, I think I'm going right through a spot right here where I doubled up the material. And that's why I'm struggling here. I'll try to work my way around that a little bit. I have to, I'm going to cheat. Ah, son of a gun. My fingers are so weak. There we go. There we go. Ugh. Use those. Ugh. It's like digging in my fingertips. Alright, so we're going to put one more around here. I'd do at least 4 to 5. Maybe 6. Okay. I think it'd be good. Okay. I think I added too much batting to this. Is one of the problems as well. Okay. We're going to cheat, do the same thing. And just pull that through there. There we go. Okay. Alright, so see, we got this. Okay, it's not that bad a struggle. But we are going to go back and we're going to glue our pins. Okay, we are going to glue our pins again where they're at. Okay, and we're going to glue right on top where they go in. Right out in here a little bit. Right under here. Okay, just for a little more added security. Okay. A little bit there. I'll pull that piece off. Okay. Just under there. And under there. And under there. Okay. Anybody got any questions so far? Oh, I just stuck my hand right in that hot glue. Alright. Alright, so while that's drying, let's cut our other piece of foam for the back. We'll get that on there. We'll make some bows, or make a bow, I should say. So again, like I said, when I cut that piece of foam, I stick a pin in here. I look for a roll. This one seems like it'll fit. So this is like a 50-yard roll, I guess. So we're going to use that size. Okay. I think that'll work just perfectly. And we're just going to go right around. What you want to do is just go right around. Whoops. Trying not to cut the cardboard. But just kind of go around that circle. If you want to draw it and trace it on there, you can do that as well. Okay. You can do that as well. Or did I leave off here? And then just cut it with scissors. Okay, I just happen to have this knife here, so I'm using that. I can't see it because it's really right there. Okay, super easy. All right, put that over there. And then it doesn't look super perfect. Just trim it a little bit. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty easy. You sold a fall arrangement today? Well, awesome. Oh, CC. You got good. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad. That's awesome. All right, so I think we're good here. I see a little poof sticking up here. I don't like. I'm going to cut that. I think we're good. Okay. So I'm just going to go around town here on the little foam piece. Okay. I'm just going to be real generous with this glue here and just tack it on there. You can pin this too down if you want. If you want. I think the glue's plenty to hold that. Now I've lost my other piece of foam. Oh, there it is. It's got glitter and everything all. Whoop. Watch out. Oh, please. I just knocked that halfway dang near under my table and everything. Holy move. Sucker went flying. Oh, crap. It's like a frisbee. It just went, I went flying. Try that again without losing. Whoops. Sorry, y'all. That was not planned. Goodness. Mishaps with Susan. It's always something. Okay, so that's good. Right. Oh, you having trouble? Oh no, Linda, that's horrible. That's horrible. Okay, so see how we got that nice and covered? It's all cleaned up. Not gonna, scratch a customer's door. It's got that nice foam on the back. Okay, hey Michelle, how are you? Okay, boy, wore me out just climbing under the dang table to retrieve that. All right, let's make a bow, and then we'll put some florals in here. And like I said, guys, I wished I had some pink foam to put up here. You could just glue it to the thing to color in the ear to see. Whoops, let's do a solid color there. Kind of like that. I wish I had some pink. I do not. Like I said, my granddaughter wiped me out. You could use some ribbon if you wanted to. I don't think it'll glue as well, so I'm not going to. I'll just wait till I get some more foam. Or, if you want to, you can cut out more scraps of your material and put on there, or you can just leave it plain. Okay? It's all whatever you want to do. Okay? So I think for this one, I'm just going to do a really simple bow off the neck. Okay? Because we're just kind of making it into a door hanger. So what you want to do is, let's get this open. It's a neat ribbon. It's a Regency ribbon. It's kind of like a felt. It's not really wired, but it holds its shape real nicely. I think I sent some of this. Yeah, I sent you this. I sent some of this down to Dawn. I bought two by mistake for some reason. I was like, Okay, so we'll make a little bit long tail just because we can cut it down. Okay, and I think we'll do like a 5-inch loop here, okay? And I think we're only going to do, let's see, do we want to just do, yeah, I think we're just going to do a small 1 loop on each side bow. Okay. All right. Well, I think we'll use this 1 inch. It'll match the green. I wish I had a purple in this, but I don't. It's just got real light purple in there. This one I think I'm going to do, let's do a little bit longer so we curl these up. Okay. I'm just going to do a little bit shorter. This is just like a moss green color, like a leafy color. Okay. All right. And then we might just stick a little flower right down in the center of our thing. I think I might use, let's see, we got this pink right here. I don't have any of that green. Wish I had some lead, doesn't matter. We're going to stick a little floral in there, so it doesn't really matter, okay? Hey, Katie, what's up, girl? Hi, girl, what's up? How are you? How is your mom and dad? Hope they're doing well. Hope they're doing well. Whoops, I just pulled that right out, yo. What? All right. It came from the Hobby Lobby. Okay, so we're just going to do simple bow. Simple bow. Okay. And I think we'll just tie this on with a pipe cleaner. So let's just get that. I should put that in there already. Okay, now we'll pull it tight. Now we'll pull it tight like a tiger. Okay. Son of a gun, I just cut my pipe cleaner apart. Oh, that's alright. We're not going through a big round wreath tonight. We're not going through a big old round wreath tonight. Alright, so we're going to do something like this. Okay. But first off, we're going to make a little swag out of some florals to put on here, okay? Little something to put on here. Okay, you could just do the bow. The bow looks super cute, just the bow, guys. But let's just add a few little florals. Let's add a little floral swag here. Okay, we got some pinks. Oh yeah, that'll be cute. And we got a few little daisies. There's a few little daisies in here, so we'll add a couple little daisies. These daisies are from, I think, the Joann's. Ashland. Is that Joann's? I always get them mixed up. It's Ashland, so whichever one sells Ashland. Dom, which one says Ashland? Yeah, look, they should. I would think they'd have them. This one's from last year. I never got time to do that last year, so I'm doing it this year. And I'm just going to squish these up a little bit. Okay, I'll keep the leaves, most leaves on here. I'm going to cut them long. I just want one on each side. I don't want to make this super huge. Okay, and we got this pink. And this pink, and I think I just found these two little picks, guys, and I think I'm going to use them just the way they are. Okay? I think I'm going to use them just the way they are. And then I'm going to pick a couple of these. Let's see. Do I want these? I'm thinking I want the ones with the little flowers in here, guys. Let's see. let's use these. Okay, this is another Ashland pick. If we have enough room, we'll use a little bit more of that purple as well. Okay, I'm just going to push some of these up as well too. Okay, cute, cute, cute. I like those. I think it's going to be too much, so let's just stick with simple. Okay, so what we're going to do is take these bottom. I don't like these leaves, guys. I'm just staring at those saying I don't like them a lot. So we're going to tear the bottom ones off of this one. Okay, I know it is a really nice pick because it's got this, and it was only, I think it was on sale. It was $12.99, but it was, you know, the 40 or something % off. And then if you have a coupon, so it's got these little flowers, and then it's got these little things as well. Okay, and the daisy ones are really full as well. You could do a lot with that one too. Okay, so what we want to do is just kind of start with a little swag. And I wonder if I want to use any green. I really don't want to use. And I think since this one's our biggest one, this one right here, we're going to come in here and put that one on the back side. We might have to trim these down a little bit. Okay, I don't want to crisscross them too much. Okay, so we're just going to take it like this, put that purple one in there, and then this. Let's start over. This one's going to be our base. So I want these to kind of mix and match through here. So I'm just going to kind of spread them and work them together. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to take them and just kind of spread this in between here. Okay, so we just got a little tiny bouquet. Little tiny bouquet. And if you want to add more of the, once we get it on here, we'll flip it around a little bit more. Okay, so let's take this side, flip that the right way so we can get that in between there. Okay, we'll do our little, I did this one first. I didn't trim that one down yet, you know. Okay, trim this one in here. Okay, gotta rotate that. Let's stick that one in there. Like I said, once we get this in here, we will kind of rotate those. And what we're going to do is zip tie that. Okay. Just zip tie this together. There we go. What are you talking about? Y'all look crazy. Michaels, thank you, Shad. I always get those two mixed up. I can't ever remember which one's which. I know I'm always wrong. Usually. Alright, so let's just pull this tight. Okay. See, we just got a basic little swag. Once we get it on there, we can just flip these around, okay, and bend those, mix them, okay, just kind of get a little something, something going on here, okay. So we're just going to kind of put this right in here, okay, and then we're going to add our bow around it, kind of right in here, okay. I don't know if you can kind of see. You'll be able to see once I get my hands out the way. Okay. And then once we get that on there, like I said, we'll just kind of flip those flowers, kind of rotate and mix them up through here. Okay. So I'm going to cut that pipe cleaner off. All right. Since I did, we're going to zip tie this to the frame. Okay. We're going to zip tie this right around here. I'm just going to go right through. Okay. And we're just going to zip tie this. If I didn't cut my pipe cleaner off, accidentally, you'd been fine to put it all in there at once. But I did not. So, make sure I got that where I want that. Okay. Then we'll just snips. Oh, garbage. Okay. Now we'll tie our little bow on. And we're just going to go right through, again, just like we did our zip tie. Just want to get it right through there. Okay. Sorry for missing everybody's comments. I don't know, when Donna and Cece's talking about eggs and stuff. Oh, I don't know if you're talking to me. This one's about almost 20 inches tall. I can't see what I'm doing here. I can't see where I'm going through. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then we'll just twist this around. Okay, and we'll just tie that, twist it. And then you probably want to tuck your little pipe cleaner back underneath here. Okay, so we'll just kind of straighten our bow out a little bit here. And this is where we can trim. Ah, I lost one of my little doohickeys here off my side to come off. It came off this side. Dang, Bonnie. I gotta find that. Where did it come off of? Son of a gun. Oh, here it is. And we're going to dip a little glue on that to ensure that doesn't happen again. Okay. We'll go back on there. There we go. Okay. Now, like I said, we're just going to twist, flip a little bit of flowers, mix this up a little bit. Okay. A little pink up in there. Spread those out. Bow. This one we're going to twist and turn. We'll just twist these up, pull that down, and then we'll probably cut this pink and tan down a little bit. I cut it long because I wasn't sure. I just can't add it back after the fact. Okay, if you're not sure, cut your ribbons a little long. Okay, there we go. Now we'll trim these down. Whoop. Trim those down a little bit. Pull that down in here. Okay, and then we've got this simple little. Might have to tighten my pipe cleaner a little more here. A little more. Okay. Yeah, there we go. But anyway, see how cute and simple that little project is. Look how cute. Look how cute that little door hanger is. With little bunnies and whatnot. Isn't that cute? And then, you know, you can add a little bit of wire. I would probably add a little bit of wire, either poke it in here, like a pipe cleaner or something to hang it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to use some of my antique wire. Definitely going to mix this one up a little bit more. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, I'll play with that. Anyway, guys, this is tonight's project. I'm going to sit over for a hot second. Oh. But there's the back with our foam. We pinned. We just folded over our material on top of our 8-inch round and a 4-inch round, I believe that was. Okay, and then we glued our foam onto the back after pinning our edges around the polyfill and everything. And then We pinned and glued. And like I said, you could add some pink foam up here or the material, leave it plain. Or whatnot, okay? But I thought it was cute and I thought it would be fun. Simple project to kind of show you. And like I said, you don't have to use so much polyfilm. You can use the make your own little foam inserts and stuff. But it's just a cute, cheaper project for Easter. I think it turned out adorable. Adorable. Okay. And it's something cheap you can put in your shop or take to your show. That's a good thing. Okay. That's another good thing. I think next week, anybody got any questions on this? Thank you guys. Hey, Nance. Hey, Ann. Thank you, Miss Johnny and Susan. Does it have a hanger? Yeah, I'm going to add a, I'm probably going to use this rustic wire right here. Let's do that real quick. It'll show you. You could use either pipe cleaner, chenille stem, you know. But I think I'm going to use, this rustic wire because it'll blend in. Okay. And you could either put it, I got to trim those down and tuck that back. Like I said, you could put it up and through here, or you could put it down in here. Not sure where I want to actually put this because I really want it kind of hidden. So I think what I'm going to do is go down, but I don't want it to fall forward either. You don't want it to fall forward. So I think what I'm going to do is go right, if I can, you know what, I'm going to pin this in. I am going to pin it. Okay, let's pin this. I'm going to booger this up, probably, because I don't want it showing up here, but I also don't want it, you don't want it falling forward. So let me find my shorter pins. Actually, I think they're upstairs. Dang it. I think they're upstairs, so we'll just cut these. We'll just cut these down. Okay. Just cut a couple of these down to whatever size we need. Okay. So what we're going to do is take this. I'm just going to take some of that glue. And we're going to take our rustic wire. And we're going to pin this right down in there. Okay. Made it absolutely too long for a reason. Okay. So I'm going to come right back up, twist it, which I should have done before I did this, guys. Until I'm out of whack a little bit on this stuff. Okay. So this one we're going to cross and twist before we do this. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now what I do is the pin. I'm looking up all my flowers. I just lost my short pin. Here it is. Okay. Okay. I'll just glue over top of that. Okay, so it doesn't come out. Okay, we'll let that dry. Then you got a little hanger here, and voila. Okay, then you got your little hanger. But again, like I said, you can tie it up here. You got a lot of options. And like I said, I just boogered that up and just pulled my bow off. So I think when I tightened it, I think I undid it. I undid my bow. I didn't tighten it. I just stuck my hand in that hot glue in the back. Heck on it. I'll get back into the groove, guys. I promise. know, I'm surprised it's taken me this long. But now that I set this on its face, I kind of blurred it up. But hopefully I'll get some pictures this week and get caught up, guys. Since I had my surgery, I haven't posted any of the pictures of projects we've done. So hopefully I'll get caught up on that as well. Okay, so anyway, guys, here is this project for this week. I think next week we may do a tulip wreath. I hope you like this. Thank you guys for that. I think next week we may do the tulip wreath. This is one I did while I was sitting there watching Yellowstone one day, bored while I was off. So, but we'll do that in the real fun some of these real fun bright colors. Okay, so maybe next week we'll do that one. We'll do one of these. Okay, or if you guys have any ideas, shoot them at me. Shoot me an idea, and I'll be more than happy to accommodate you on that and show you, you know, my take on spin on something like that. Okay. So anyway, guys, I hope you like that. Hope you try it. Fairly simple. Sometimes I make more work for myself. I need to get back into, yeah, I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting back here, so bear with me. Hopefully next week. But, alright, guys. I hope you like this project. Like I said, I hope you try it. I will see you guys next week and probably in the group. I hope you have a blessed rest of the week. Great week. I got 2 more days. Yay, hey. Up work. And after 2 more weeks, I can go back to work. According to the doctor. Whatever. Alright, guys. Have a blessed night. I will talk to you later. I know, Susan. I'm trying to take it easy. But I can't afford to take off. And I'm not wasting my vacation. Alright. So, alright, guys. I'll see you next week. Thanks, y'all.